So I want to briefly speak with you all about the differences between renting your health versus actually owning your health. And what I mean by renting your health is that, for the most part, we've been taught that being healthy really comes down to the metrics that you're able to achieve. And by metrics, I'm talking about blood pressure. Is it higher than 140 over 80? Um, Blood sugar, is it higher than 120, 140 after eating, 2 hours post eating? Your A1C, is it higher than 6.5? Your cholesterol, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And we've been trained that if you're able to get those numbers back down into this tight range that the medical establishment has established for you, you are considered to be healthy, or you are healthy in that area. And I challenge that because for people who are obsessed with metrics, they will get it to those numbers essentially by any means necessary, and that includes using medications. And so you have to understand that medications are essentially chemicals that go in and alter the physiology of the body. This can be something such as blocking a receptor, like we see that in beta blockers. This can be something such as inhibiting certain enzymes. This can be something such as forcing the body to excrete what they call, quote unquote, excess fluid. This can be something that will decrease certain levels, and the list goes on and on and on. But nonetheless, the work is actually being done by the chemical that you have ingested that we call a medication. That's a huge difference versus changes that occur in the body that happens over time because you actually ate differently or you ate healthier. And so when you are able to control your metrics via chemicals, via medications, you have to understand that you don't own those results. You are renting those results. The only reason you have those results, such as a improved blood pressure because you're taking a lisinopril or metoprolol or valsartan, and the list goes on and on and on. The reason why you have a better blood sugar number because you're taking metformin or glimepiride, and the list goes on and on and on. The only reason you have these numbers that are considered to be good is because you actually took a chemical that did the work for you. Now you have to also understand that you don't own those numbers or you don't own that result, because the moment you stop taking that medication, the day you don't take that medication, and some people it may be 2 or 3 days, nonetheless, when you don't take those medications that you have relied on to get those numbers will now go away and your true numbers will be reflected. And for many of you, that blood pressure number that was being artificially decreased with medication to a number of 130 over 75 may now go back to its natural and real number, which is a 150 over 90. And here lies the problem, because you may be thinking that you're doing better and that you're healthy because you are relying on a medication. However, what I want you to know is that that number only exists as long as you continuously rely on that medication, only as long as you continuously take that medication. And the reason is because you don't actually own that result. You are renting that result. You are leasing that result. The result truly belongs to the medication itself, because the medication is the one that did the work. The only time that you actually own the results that you get from health is when you actually do the work. And so with decreasing blood pressure or blood sugar, in order for someone to actually start to decrease their blood sugar or blood pressure, they have to actually start to do work on a daily basis. This work has a wide range. It can be something such as cutting out all sodas and juices and consuming water only. That is work, because it takes discipline, and it takes you having to be determined to improve your overall health on a daily basis. However, the water will now hydrate your body. versus what the soda and juices were doing, which is actually dehydrating your body. But not only that, they were also demineralizing your body, because in order for your body to break down the high amounts of carbohydrates, sugars that are coming from that soda or juice, a lot of minerals need to be stripped from your mineral reserve in order to break down that food, in order to deal with the inflammation that was caused by that rapid spike in glucose. And so the sugar, the juice, the soda that you were taking in, and this is for food as well, but the things you were taking in was detrimental on two parts. It was detrimental in the fact that it's going to make you increase your weight, increase your blood sugar, increase your blood pressure. It's also going to increase the inflammation in your body, but it's also going to be decreasing the amount of vitamins and minerals, because in many cases, in order to break down those items, or to actually store and get rid of those items, it needs minerals and vitamins to do that. And so you're taking in something that has already had the vitamins and minerals stripped from it, which will also need vitamins and minerals to actually metabolize it. And so you have a net negative effect when you're taking in those foods and drinks. I hope you all understand that. And so when you choose to actually replace that with something such as water, which is the healthiest fluid you can take in, you now stop the depletion, and you're bringing in something that's actually going to hydrate. And the list goes on. You can the same thing with the processed foods, the bread, the cereals, the candy bars, the donuts, the McDonald's, on and on and on and on. When you choose to supplant those things with whole foods, the vegetables, the fruits, things that actually already have the vitamins and minerals into them, you now have a positive effect, because one, you're bringing in vitamins and minerals into the body. Two, the vitamins and minerals and really the enzymes that are needed to actually break down that vegetable that you're taking in is already equipped with it, plus some. And so you have a positive effect, because what's needed to break it down, a large amount of that already comes equipped in that fruit or vegetable. In addition to that, you also have some for yourself, where you actually store that in order to continue to improve your health. You can't say that for processed foods at all. So in order to make that change, it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes willpower. That takes work. However, when you do that process on a daily basis, consistently, you will start to have an increase in your overall health. You will start to see that blood sugar start to decrease. Your fasting blood sugar will start to decrease. You'll start to see your blood pressure start to decrease. And here's the thing, when it starts to decrease based off of your own merits, based off of the work that you did and not the work that the medication did, you will actually keep those results. Those results actually belong to you, because you worked for it. You actually did the walking, you did the exercising, you did the work, you got the vitamin D, you did the movement, the relaxation, the deep breathing, the healthy eating, the salads. You did the work, and you did it consistently. And so when you go to get your blood pressure measured, and you see that blood pressure of 130/75, you can feel confident in knowing that those results that you have belong to you. That is a complete 180 from the results that you get that are obtained from medications. Results you obtain from medications don't belong to you. This is not medical advice. I'm not telling you to stop taking your medications. I want you to understand what it means to truly obtain health, or retain health, or regain health. If those results truly belong to you, then you would be able to stop taking those medications, and the results would still be there. Now, since we know that for many of you, you already know that that's the situation. You already know that if you stop taking certain medications, your numbers will go right back up. You now have to ask yourself, well, if these numbers go right back to where they were at, what was going on the whole entire time? Like, what were these medications really doing? Because how can you say that the medications were improving your health if you stop relying on them, and your blood pressure, your blood sugar, or whatever it was goes right back to where it was at? They weren't doing anything of substance. What they were doing was, it's called essentially what you were getting was a symbolic victory. You felt good because your numbers met the range that the medical system said you should have and your doctor said you should have, and your doctor was happy with it, and you were in that range. However, once again, you don't own it and it's not real. And this is not me just saying that. You can go look at the nnt.com and you can see the rates of mortality and morbidity as far as those who are taking things such as blood pressure medications, anti-diabetic medications, and the overall decrease in the mortality rates and morbidity as far as going on to that outcome that everyone's afraid of, such as stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, amputation, gangrene, the list goes on and on and on. The true way to avoid those things is to actually take control of your health by doing the work. The work is eating healthy. The work is exercising. The work is abstaining from the processed foods, abstaining from the soda, abstaining from the cigarettes. The work is getting sufficient amount of vitamin D. The work is getting fresh air, deep breathing, actually living life, having fun, laughing with family. That is the work. And it's work. It's not easy. It's not as simple as just taking a pill. But if you look in life, if you look at any aspect of life, anything worth having is worth working for. Think about the things that you have in life right now that you value so much. How'd you get it? Did you get it because somebody just sat it in your lap? No, usually we tend not to value things that are easy to achieve or easy to get. And so the things that you have in life, you probably had to work for, whether it be your degree or whether it be the vehicle you just bought or the house you just bought, the money in your account, like whatever it is. If you had to actually work for it, you value it. And it's the same thing with your health. If you're not working for that 120/80 because all you got to do is just take a medication, well, you're more likely to continue to eat the same way that you were eating that got you the high blood pressure diagnosis in the first place. However, if you have come a long way, you put in literal sweat equity, you put literal sweat equity into decreasing the weight and decreasing your blood pressure and decreasing your blood sugar, and you see your results after 30 days, after 60 days, and you're incredibly happy with it, you are way more likely to value the results you got from that, and you are way more likely to stay away from the food because you don't want to go back there because you know how hard it took to get to that point. So I hope you all understand this concept that I came up with as far as renting health versus owning health. Are you a renter or are you an owner when it comes to health? Because in my opinion, this is what truly matters when it comes down to the conversation of renting and ownership overall. I own me, I own my health, and so it matters to me the most as far as the status of my health, the value of my health. All right. So hope you all appreciate the video. Hope you all got some value from it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to share the video, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. All right, peace.